Hey, hello everyone. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well and you're staying well. Happy New Month, everyone. Hope you're doing well and enjoying this snow. Hope you all had a good spring break, or maybe still enjoying your spring break, or maybe your spring break is still to come, depending on where you're living. So, welcome to all our viewers on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And I will post this on Instagram. So glad and thankful that you are joining me. We started a mini series on healthy habits for happy life. And I think the last week we were here, we had discussed why we need habits for a healthy life. And so do check out our videos on Facebook, on LinkedIn, YouTube, and follow us as much as you can. And today we're going to focus on habits for our minds. So habits for our minds, yeah. So habits for our mind is what we're going to focus. The first sets of habits for a happy, life are the ones for your mind, and that could include changing your mindset, supporting your emotional health, helping with your mental health. And so that could include everything from mindfulness, meditation, staying off social media, to journaling, and even adjusting your schedules in the morning. Yeah, so many of the habits you have today can be damaging to our mental health or just mindset in general. Each thoughts you have affects how you think, how you feel, how you behave, whether you realize it or not. And a lot of times is that those habits are not meant to transform your personality, but to adjust your perspective on your life and how you approach your goals. So, today we're going to be looking at some best daily habits that you can use to improve, like your mindset. And so, the first one we're going to be talking about is improved, mindset. Keep in mind that our mind is the first sets of habits that would help improve our mindsets, like I said. So, how you think about everything, from your thought about yourself, about your abilities, to the thoughts about the experiences you have had, is part of your mindset. And so, if you have a negative mindset, then your life will be heading in the negative directions. And to keep in mind, you are the architect of your own life, but you can also make positive changes when you think more positively. Your mind has so much power than you can imagine. So much power. And then the number two here will be practice mindfulness. All about mindfulness. Being mindful, staying in the present is often a lot of time underestimated because it seems very simple. While it is just, being more present and accepting the current moment without judgment, it is still powerful and impactful practice to add to your life. A lot of times with mindfulness, all you need to do is to slow down, remove every distractions, and pay more attention to how you think, how you feel during any moment in your life. This will be while you are in the shower. It could be while you're in the shower, going for a walk, eating a meal, writing in your journal, doing your homework, waiting in the line at a store. Really, you could do mindfulness with anything. These moments are often distracted a lot of times by our phones, by TV, or maybe even by other people even talking. But if you get an opportunity to experience them in silence with more peaceful and mindfulness, you will, like you can see them for what they are and get so much appreciation for mindfulness activity. And then the number three, uh, will be processing your emotions with journaling. So, processing your emotion with journaling helps improve your mindset by providing a safe place to express yourself. We often hold our darkest, deepest secret inside, but there are also other emotions you might be suppressing. So, the more you hide your feelings because of fear or maybe being judged, the harder it will be for you to shift your mindset to a more positive way of thinking. And so this is where journaling comes in. You can write down, you can write down those thoughts, in a safe, private space where you can express your thoughts and your emotion, knowing that no one else will read it. The more honest you are when you write in your journal, the more you can process your feelings and understand what is going on because you see a pattern, right? It is a good step towards improving mindset. And then the number four is to unfollow. You unfollow people on our social media. You do not have to get off social media entirely to improve your mindset unless you want to, right? But at least you can unfollow people who trigger you somehow, and you know those people. Start paying attention to how you feel whenever you're on Instagram, whenever you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, without TikTok, etc. Start paying attention. Notice, notice whether you tend to get more agitated when you watch, Instagram stories from specific, people, or maybe someone on Facebook just sharing content that are toxic and causes a lot of fight. You might be someone who struggles, let's say, for example, with jealousy. So people who flashes, some of the things they have earned, their wealth might not be healthy for you to stay around. So it doesn't matter who it is or what your reasons are. If anyone is upsetting, your mindset and causing you to think more negatively, then I think it is time for you to unfollow or maybe just mute them. And then number five, is to habits that makes you feel happier. Habits that makes you feel happier. Some habits are easy to incorporate, in your life, as you know, that will boost your mood and help you feel happy. And sometimes those habits could include socializing with the right people or maybe even being adventurous. Then number six will be making sure you spend time with positive people. Spending time with positive people. If you want to be a happier and more positive person, then I encourage you to start looking out for people to surround yourself with. When you have done all your work by perfecting your daily schedule, adding healthy habits and productive habits, and caring for your mental health, for your family, but you still do not feel happy, it might not be about you or maybe what you're doing. Keep in mind that you can be significantly affected by the people around you. Having happy, positive, joyful people in your social circle boosts your mood. It makes you want to feel the way they feel too, right? But you can also pick up negative energy from a more, permissive, toxic people in your life. So it is important to be mindful of the people in your circle. Now is an excellent time for you to spend more time with people who lifts you up, who makes you feel good about yourself and your life, and less time with toxic friends who brings you down. And then number seven, I would say, is set personal boundaries. Set personal boundaries. You can also become a happier person by setting personal boundaries, which is a good habit to focus on whatever you feel you need to make it clear to someone what you are and not okay with. A lot of times is that when it comes to personal boundaries can be a lot. And here are some examples. Personal boundaries could be your rights to privacy. It could be your right to say, to plan, or to change plans, right? It could also be you can or cannot have company. It could also be when you choose to leave a social gathering. It could also be how much you're willing to share about your personal life. It could also be whether you want to share details about your relationships or whatever. It could also be how much free time you want, who you choose to spend your time with. So those are some things that could do with boundaries. When we talk about boundaries, it could be physical boundaries, spiritual boundaries, social boundaries a lot. You know, these are all within your control since it is your life. You set those boundaries in your life, and if people do not respect them, then they are not respecting you. This is a big sign of this is a big sign, that having toxic friends who probably do not want to spend so much time with you. When you have friends that respect your boundary, they respect you. And so that is a wrap for us tonight. Thank you again for joining me on all our platforms. Make sure to create or to start a new habit, during this new month with your family, with yourself, or maybe with your friends. And please do not forget, to follow us on all our social media, on all our social media handle, and you could also subscribe to our newsletter, newsletter, so that you can get information on all our programs and all our upcoming events. And yeah, so thank you so much again. And from me to you, I bid you good evening. I'll see you here 7 p.m. Central Time. Thank you.